Shit. Collective flag.
And join Pusher.
To the lab.
Take it to the lab, yo.
Tough Jam
Tough
Entertainment.
Entertainment.
Tough
Tough
Jam
Jam
Entertainment.
Entertainment. Tough Jam Entertainment.
Shout out to Joint Pusher, dog. Prescott's here today. First time I saw you guys was on Shizney's. Like, you guys were going off the top link tonight. The first time I saw you in person. Shout out, dog. Shout out. JP, I'm done in the federal tune, ladies and gentlemen. 1852, J-Section Hip Hop, Social Commentary, legendary J-Sex shit. Make some fucking noise for my big homie.
Joint Pusher, the sharpshooter of all times. I'm from Gauteng, basically, Pretoria to be exact, you know.
What made you fall in love with hip hop?
Yo, man, hip hop has always been about belonging for me, you know. At some point, I needed to belong. I felt like the world don't understand me, you know. So hip hop just came out at the right time, the right culture, you know, dress code, everything, and it made you think. So I used to believe everybody that raps is smart until now. I still believe so, you know. So hip hop is for the smarties, you know. That's how I look at it.
Now, hip hop gave you identity. Hip hop gave you a sense of belonging. Now, within that realm, you find your story, you find your agenda. Now, being JP, the artist right now, what is your agenda as a hip hop artist?
Well, my agenda now as a hip hop artist is twofold, you know. I'm at a point where I feel the culture has evolved so bad, we now have to keep it alive, you know. So, and the other one is hip hop and the way the whole thing is going with IA. There's like a, you know, a revolution that's coming. So I'm interested in things like those, and my agenda is to make sure that the game still exists, the culture exists. That's my sole agenda. I'm nothing without the culture, you know. So for me, the culture is what keeps me going. Every day I think about it. I live hip hop, you know.
Fire. So tell me, King, somebody who's been here, I can't say maybe from the beginning because you're not that old, but you've been in, especially in the Joburg scene, watching it develop from a street sense to it being a professional business, to it being corporate and literally having people with a net worth of like 10, 15, 20 million. Like RIP AKA, but I know his net worth was super huge at crazy corporate situations. Now tell me, how do you feel like gatekeepers? Firstly, do you believe in the concept of gatekeepers? And how do you think gatekeepers have affected the development or at least the growth of the South African hip hop industry?
Well, they drive the game, basically. I believe there is gatekeepers in all their different forms, you know, because don't forget, hip hop itself is a business, you know. There's music, making music, and there's the music business side of things. And we keep telling other people that the guys who are doing business for business in hip hop are gatekeepers, you know, which is mostly not right, because the guy is all about business. If you have a business and you wanna run your business, it has to make financial sense, you know. So a lot of people don't want to invest in their art. That's the other thing when it comes to hip hop. You know, we all from the gutter, we all came up from nothing. But invest in making yourself better. You know what I mean? Because reps are reps. You keep improving. But why not improve your financial wealth? Why not improve your social wealth? Why not only improve your mental wealth? You know what I mean? It doesn't. Hip hop is a holistic game. It's not just you rapping and that's it. You know, we are all entrepreneurs. You're in this game because you're smart. So you gotta use that to empower yourself. You know what I mean? That's the main thing.
All right, tell me, King. In terms of like, I know your sound is pretty standard, not boxed in or rigid or anything, but it's pretty standard. Like I know what to expect from a JP sound, or obviously I'll always be surprised because you keep improving as an artist and getting better. But in terms of your biggest influences, overall, your existence in hip hop and your hip hop journey, who would you say are your top 5 biggest influences, locally, internationally, whichever way?
Well, I'm MF Doom, Black Thought, you know, Chance Infinite and the old school, Grave Diggers, you know, The Roots, actually, that's the era when I was baptized, you know what I mean? You know, BIG came late. I'm more of an East Coast guy because, you know, I'm from Pretoria. We never understood the West Coast side of things. So the game with me started with those guys. And locally, you know, the way tracks like Abu Mdu, when they came out, like, rap and local rap, you know what I mean? It was one of those as hip hop was growing up, but we were the guys that were told to go away. We were crazy, you know, our dress code was weird, you know. So and the Mother Load tape is the one that really made me feel like SA has arrived, you know.
Being somebody like like I always say this, that it's crazy that I know you in real life, because like you've done so much of things that I respect, and one of the things that I hold you in high regards is being part of Ritual Media Group. Being a part of that collective, like a great company like that, and being the things that you have done, how important? Obviously, we know the existence of Ozmake and what he's done from Back to the City, but as a collective, Ritual Media Group, South African Hip Hop Awards, Back to the City, the South African Hip Hop Museum, just the characters involved. How important is the existence of RMG in South African hip hop?
Yo, man, I'm not gonna lie and say it is what's driving the longevity of the game, because it's documenting the game itself with the museum, you know. And like I was saying, it's about the culture now, you know what I mean? For us, we you know, actually, let me start answering it this way. Being part of the team means you gotta be top of whatever you're doing. You know, you gotta be top of whatever game you're doing. If you're gonna be part of the team and be delegated some type of job, you gotta be top at it. So it's not only about being part of the culture, but like I was saying, empowering yourself, improving yourself, because technology changes. Every year there's new stuff. There's pyro coming out. You gotta be on top of it when it's your job. When you gotta do sound, you know, you gotta know what's the latest this that come out. When they say we need good stuff, you gotta be able to put it on the table and say this is it. If you're gonna be recording the stuff, you gotta use the latest technology to do that, so that people, when they're listening to it, they can get exactly what you're trying to portray, you know what I mean? And the best sound ever. So for me, with that and the museum, which is documenting our culture, is part of, you know, they go hand in hand. It's like what Sprite did to most of us, you know, when you get into a shop, because you rap, first thing you choose is Sprite, even though you, like, that's what it is, you know. Check us as ShopRite, you know what I mean? So those are the things that made the culture. A lot of MCs wouldn't even be having something to rap for, or their careers would be done if it wasn't for RMG, you know?
Powerful. Wow, thank you. Very beautiful fucking answer, man. Sorry, man, sorry. So, like, listen, so as somebody who's like ingrained in the culture and all the aspects, even though you don't do all the aspects, but I know you tapped in terms of battle rap, right? And I'm taking it back to some of the things that gave birth to us in terms of battle rap. Nas versus Jay-Z. Who did you have as a winner there?
As you heard, I'm a Nas guy, you know? I'm a Nas guy, and Nas is one of the first guys to have different producers working on his album, you know what I mean? Back then, everybody had their own producer doing stuff, you know? But he broke the mold, and that was the one thing, you know? He wasn't just stereotyped. Jay-Z has always been big, you know, because he's a flamboyant, you know? But I'm a street guy, you know? I'm from the street. I've been living the street life, so I understand him more when it comes to Nas now. And Jay-Z, as I grow in business as an entrepreneur, I'm like, oh shit, this nigga has been, you know, doing this. He's got it locked in. And when you look at what Nas is doing right now, it's still the same steez. So to try and put them against each other now, it won't work, because they've already gotten to the highest level of what they do. You know what I mean? They already, when it comes to money, they got it. When it comes to music, they got it. So for me, that's what, as an MC, if you say you are living, and you are celebrating your art, you should be at, you know.
Fine, King. Before we wrap it up with the shoutouts and whatnot, I just want to tap into other things that you do outside of the actual rapping, like in terms of the sound engineering. You've got a Rizla brand. Please tell the people more that you do as a hip hop entrepreneur. Because I have a term I've coined. I've used it as creativepreneur. But if you want to box it into what we do, it's called hip hoppreneur. As a hip hoppreneur, what else do you do outside of this rap shit?
Okay, cool. Let me look at it this way. Yeah? I realized that everybody now, that's what I was talking about, AI, was buying studios. And I'm a sound engineer, and I'm realizing that means my job is going, you know what I mean? Because everybody can record at home, you know? And I had to now think of, let me just rather mix, because they don't have the skill that I have to mix and master. So they can do their jobs at home, and I can now take their stuff and perfect it. And it goes the same as a DJ, you know what I mean? If you're doing DJ, that means you can play cuts. There's radio. You can go to radio and start having a spot, because they go together, you know. Being an MC or like any hip hop affiliated person, you can't just be getting one form of income. You gotta have streams coming through, you know. And unfortunately, that's what separates us from the commercial guys, because they've already learned how to package themselves and push the product through endorsements and all that stuff. I'm a late bloomer, because I've been a hardcore nigga, you know, like I fuck these niggas, fuck these things, you know.
And you're feel a bit old school, I don't like new dudes. Not to sound funny, buddy, I don't find you cool. True to my art, while you still changing tunes, telling the engineer that you wanna sound like who?
But now I'm lucky enough to also come up with my stuff to now push the narrative, like I was saying about Nas and Jay-Z, you know what I mean? We all trying to have something that will live even when we're not here. I don't know if I've answered that.
No, you totally wrapped it up, King. Just let the people know where they can get the
yes.
Rizlas and all that.
Yes, and with my sound stuff, I do lots of stuff. I was giving you an example about DJing. So I also do jingles, I make music, but one trick is I realize everybody's dropping a tape. Everybody's dropping. People are fighting for radio, and there's TV where a lot of people don't know. So I make music for TV where it plays when they may have shows. So it plays as many times as a hit song would play. But I'd still make my dough, and the hit guy will be in the street broke because they share the money with the majors, you know what I mean? So you gotta look at how you hone in, you know, when it comes to the game. So it gets to a point where now I don't need to make a lot of music to survive, but some niggas need to drop every time to survive. So that's the juice that I'd like to say, you know what I mean? So when you make music, don't just make music for performing. There's other avenues that can get you the load that you want, you know. So that's what it is. There's different kinds of engineering that you can do. We also do film. I final mix a lot of movies and TV shows that you watch. So you still have your music in there, you know. So it's where you wanna channel yourself, and once you're comfortable, then you can enjoy being an MC or enjoy being anything in hip hop, because you won't be depending on it, which will make you angry when you get to a venue, which will make you angry when you're talking to Auntie B, because now you're busy thinking, okay, yeah, say all this stuff. Hey, how much is he thinking he's gonna? You know what I mean? So you gotta be doing this because you love this, and that's how we can keep our culture going for longer than us, you know.
Fire, King. This conversation can go on and on and on. You know what time it is with you. But just wrap it up, King. Where can people find you if they want to get the Rizlas, if they want to get your music, social media, and all of that?
Yo, with me it's easier. Join Pusher for the rolling paper, t-shirts, and everything. Google Join Pusher. As long as you have my name on your phone, that's the best. And you know, hit me on WhatsApp. You'll get good discounts on my product. So let's get it, man. This is the right way of smoking. It doesn't leave you with those little itchiness on your neck. It blends nicely. So this is the product for the culture, for people that know what they want, you know. Pick up yourself.
Bless, King. Love it. Love it.